And good morning or good afternoon, and welcome to the Medium channel where we bring you the spirituality behind the message to assist you in the awakening process. And whether you're watching live or a video, today is tarot time. So we're going to dive into the tarot and we're going to look into what's going on in the week or the coming weeks. Winter solstice is coming in. And then we also do some angel divination, meditation, suggestions, messages from spirit, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to start in just a minute or two. It takes the live people a few minutes to get their notifications. So I'll talk for a minute, say a few quick hellos, and then we're going to dive right in. So if you're watching this as a video, hang in there. And while people are coming in, this is a good time to mention it's going to be a really busy week here on the Medium channel. And if I can remember everything that's going on, tomorrow, Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we do our mediumship work. So I'm going to do messages for an hour. It's free. You can come on in. If you're subscribed, not subscribed, it doesn't matter. The only thing is that you have to be registered to YouTube to be able to use the live chat. So what I do with the mediumship nights is I'll get information. The spirits will come in. I'll put it out to the group. Usually one person's able to take everything or almost everything, and we have a little chat about this as they come in. So we're doing live mediumship Monday, the 19th. We do this 8 times a year, overlapping the Celtic Sabbath. So it's Yule. It's winter solstice or summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, winter solstice here. And then the next time we'll do it is around February 1st, around Imbolc or Candlemas, around that time. So that's Monday. Tuesday, we have an EFT practitioner that does, what's it called? Faster EFT. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Oh my goodness. Anyway, she's amazing. Tracy Magnuson. Okay. Is Susan in? No, Susan isn't in to correct me if I'm getting her name wrong. Anyway, Tuesday, she's going to be talking about how we can integrate EFT or emotional frequency technique to all the work that we do here, the power attunements work, the channeling, the spiritual development and the awakening. So how we can integrate EFT work as we're doing our subconscious reprogramming, our shadow integration work and stuff like that. So that's Tuesday. So let's see what's going on Wednesday. That's the solstice, right? It's Wednesday. I can't keep up. So we're going to do a transmission for 1221, the 1221 portal with the master teachers, with the archangels. We may do some toning and light language, but the channeling that we do is frequency channeling. There's some verbal channeling that happens also, but it's a frequency that, and when we connect through a guided meditation, then spirit or the master teacher are able to access your energy fields and help you with your upgrade. So it's a really powerful and really kind of a fun experience. And then Thursday, I think we're going to do the new moon, the new moon predictions for okay. Anyway, I think let me say a few quick hellos and let's get started. And hi Christina, check out Christina Day Spiritually Selfish channel. She has some really good stuff here. And hi Doreen and Colleen and Suzette and Sue and the live stream started already. The live stream started, yes, a few minutes late. Hi Linda, hi Colleen, hi MT and Suzette, Yvonne and Freebird and Jody's in. And all right. So it's a little bit of a slow morning. Not too many people are in yet, but we're gonna get started anyways. And because of course this is YouTube, so what does that mean? After the live, this uploads automatically as a video, and you can actually watch this anytime. All right, so the big news of the day is that the sun is really pretty much exactly in conjunction with our galactic center, which is kind of like a fixed point in the zodiac, not a fixed star, but a fixed point. So the center of the Milky Way kind of resides in our sky at around 26 degrees Sagittarius. So we're coming into 27 degrees Sagittarius now. So we're in that exact alignment, and that's a portal. The center of the galaxy. That's a black hole. That's a gravitational black hole. So when we're vibrationally in alignment with that, we can step through the portals to the infinite and the unknown. So that's what these portal points during the year represent. So we did a very powerful 12/12 portal activation right here on the channel, and you can go back to that. It's on my channel. You don't have to be live to get the upgrades and everything. And this period between 12/12 and 12/21 is a very active portal period. Again, we have the sun alignment with the galactic center. We have the darkest time of the year in the northern hemisphere, and conversely, it's the lightest time of the year in the southern hemisphere. And it's that time, basically, let me turn the pings off of my computer. It's that time, basically, where we reset and get ready for the new solar year that starts on Yule. Whether you are of more of a pagan mindset and you're observing Yule, or the rebirth of the sun god, or if you're more Christian mindset or Judaic or whatever, and it's really like well, it's more Christianity, obviously, but it celebrates the birth of the Son of God. But these holy days overlap, and you can look at a lot of the more modern, especially the Christian holidays, and see overlapping with the older, from the old religion, and it's similar energy, but a different perspective on that, basically. But it's the same thing. So once we hit that, the sun kind of illuminates in this iridescent glow, even though it's the darkest day here in the northern hemisphere. And I mean, at midday, the sun is barely above the mountains here. I live not that far north, right about 42 degrees, I think, latitude. But anyway, point being is that even though technically and scientifically the sun is at its darkest and dimmest, it has this iridescent glow to it. At least that's how I perceive it, and it's energetic. So this is a really good time. Do your meditation, eat light, especially today through Wednesday, because we're really in the heart of the portal energy. Eat light, lots of water, do deep presence meditation, go into the heart center. The more you can be in your heart and expand in the heart frequency, the more you expand with your crown chakra into spirit also. So heart brain coherence is a go-to practice that I talk a lot about around here. But that's one of many ways of cultivating the frequencies of the heart, one of many practices to do that. So that's basically that. So let's go into a meditation card. I want to just see that you're welcome, Christina, for the shout out anytime. Speaking of shout outs, Armand Diaz at the Integral Astrology channel does a very nice weekly forecast based on what's going on with the planets. I'm not going to talk about the astrology because we'll be here all day if I do, but it's a very action-packed charged week with aspects that are overlapping the solstice. And also, what planet? Oh, I don't have my ephemeris. Is it Jupiter that's going direct this week? Right on the solstice? Something station and going direct. Usually I check my ephemeris well before I get on, but it's been a morning. I'll just put it that way. And I haven't had the time to do a lot of stuff. But then anyway, lots of astrology going on. So, and he's going to do a special winter solstice forecast also for us. That's Integral Astrology with Armand Diaz. All right, let's do a meditation card. I don't think I need my glasses. I was just checking out your comments and seeing what you guys are saying. Tapping, yes. That's what we're going to talk about Tuesday. Tapping is but one of many facets of EMF, emotional EFT, emotional frequency technique. Oh my God, bear with me, guys. We've been doing a lot of spiritual work this week. I've been doing a lot of portal work, and I'll tell you, I just feel like I have to do my grounding a lot because I just feel like I'm floating all the time these days. The good news is I've actually slept the last 2 nights. I went through 2 weeks of basically you're sleeping an hour here, an hour there. Spirit's letting my body sleep now. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna mix. I think it's Jupiter in Aries. Thank you, Chris. Chris is gonna do something for us in January, right? On feng shui here. So we're gonna get more and more interviews. I told Lily, who was my last guest, Lily Nova from Lily Nova Starseed channel, that I think I'm basically Spirit's training me to do a podcast because I've done two. Well, I've interviewed a few friends, but she was only the second person that I don't know that I interviewed, and I was a bit nervous. but like anything else, when we're doing something new and we're out of our element, it's natural to get a little bit nervous. But anyway, I think they're training me to do a podcast. So if you guys want to get on, let me know. I think we have people through February, but certainly March, April, May. I'll be looking for more amazing people. I know a few of you are on right now. A few of you are amazing people. All right. So here's the trick. Anytime you want to connect to spirit, whether it's through tarot or divination or whatever, you stop thinking and you become present of heart. When you become present of heart, you become present of mind and you become present of spirit. So one of my mottos is when I'm thinking, I'm not connecting to spirit, that is. So when I'm thinking, I'm not connecting, and when I'm connecting, I'm not thinking. So let me stop thinking so I may connect now. Okay, I found my card or our card. And I knew it was going to be major arcana. As soon as I touched it, I was like, major arcana. Well, the magician card is a beautiful thing. Yeah, we'll talk, Christine. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Or Christina, I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Christina, we'll talk. The magician card, that's number one, key one. So we're coming to the winter solstice. So the number one in numerology is solar ruled. It's the sun. So it's a very solar thing. And what the magician card tells us is that we create our reality, basically. Like in the fool's journey, like in the tarot, it's not just about divination, and it's certainly not about fortune telling. We're not fortune tellers. We're divinators. We're basically getting information from spirit, maybe using tarot as a tool to do that, and then giving the information. But it's not like prediction. It's just it's almost like an energy forecast for the person. Like we'll pick up on past, present, and future, and then we have free will and choices. So the magician card, probably more than any other card, reminds us that we have free will. But it's key one. It's very early in the fool's journey. Like there's 22 major arcana cards, 22, including the fool. So it begins and ends with the fool card. So spirituality is a circle. I talk about the circle with no circumference a lot because that's a concept from my martial arts training from Bruce Lee and people that did those systems of martial arts, the kung fu systems, the Eskrima, Arnis, Jeet Kune Do systems of martial arts, and basically, you come full circle, and then you come back to the Fool card. So the Fool is spirit before manifestation, and then once you go through all the 21 steps of spiritual growth, you come back to that same point. So using Bruce Lee, because I'm talking about in one of his quotes, many spiritual quotes, is before I began to study the art, a punch was just a punch and a kick was just a kick. I love this quote. And then when I started to learn the art, a punch became so much more than a punch. Body mechanics, all that kind of stuff. A kick became so much more than a kick. But now that I mastered the art, a punch is just a punch and a kick is just a kick. And that's what happened. You come full circle, but you're the same, but you're not the same. And that's the mystery. And that's what the magician card teaches us. But it's very early on in the process. It's when we wake up and realize, oh, wow, I influence my reality. And if I place my attention, I can actually alter my reality. And that's a very early step in the manifestation. It's not a later step. That's one of the first things that we learn is that we're powerful beings and we have an influence over our physical reality. So we might as well make it a conscious influence. But also, the ego can get very, very involved because it's a very early stage in development. So on one hand, we may, and I've been seeing this in myself a lot lately also, check the ego. Is this coming from ego or is this coming from spirit? Because the ego is very tricky and will fool us. Now, the magician is ruled by Mercury, the powers of Mercury. Mercury is the cosmic trickster of the zodiac. It's the coyote of the zodiacs. And I remember one time I wanted to see a concert of my favorite band, and I didn't have tickets, and so I wanted to get front row seats. So I did a little bit of a manifestation work using the powers of Mercury, and I asked for front row tickets. I got a ticket. It was front row, but it was directly behind the stage. That's an example of Mercury being the trickster, just to put that out there. It's like the manifestation worked, but I was not specific enough, basically. So anyway, so when we meditate in the card, what you do is you basically, you get present, always get present, always be in your heart, be in your mind. So get present like any other meditation. Then this is in the Hanson Roberts deck. This is what the magician card looks like. If you have your own tarot cards, you can use your card. Notice all four elements or suits are there. Pentacles, wands or rods, swords and cups are all there on the table. And he's got his wand in the air, and then with his what's that, his right hand, I guess, and his left hand pointing down to the ground, basically. So when you step in, the first order of business is feel the energy. So you want to be very present and clear. So when you step into this card, what does the energy feel like? How do you feel? And then start to maybe see what you can see behind. This is just a little narrow doorway of a panoramic view. And maybe the magician here is one of your spirit guides that's teaching you how to manifest and how to utilize your personal power more. Or there may be other messages. That's how you do it. So this may be telling us it's a time to really focus on, because we're coming into the new year and a new beginning, and a new solar year, which to me is even more important than the new calendar year. It's like, what do we want to manifest? And maybe connect with your spirit guides that help you to manifest. So anyway, that's our meditation card. So next we want to do is a 3-card spread. I want to see what you guys are saying though first for a second. Possible. Yep. All things are possible. Let's here. Beautiful validation. And here's a question. Was it the dead? I'm not sure. Actually, I don't know what you're asking. I don't know. Was it the dead? You must be asking something about that. Oh, where's it snow? Well, we have snow on the ground here, but it's not snowing. Validation. And thank you. And this is in reference to Tammy. I finally remember it's not Stacy, it's Tammy Magnuson. This is who's coming on Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Yay, the magician. Yes. Yay, the magician. Oh, the Grateful Dead. Oh, the Dead. Yeah, of course it was the Grateful Dead. Yes, it was. What year was it? Yeah, I've seen a few Dead shows in my day. Okay. Yes, the Grateful Dead in Nassau Coliseum in 1993, and in 1992, I had actually or was it 91? Anyway, I used to, in the 70s, when I was in college, I went to the Dead shows, and I don't remember a lot about. Well, there's a few key things that I remember, but I won't tell you guys why I don't remember a lot about it. But anyway, I think you can put 2 and 2 together. But it was around 91 or 92. I got a premonition about Jerry Garcia was going to die. Like I got that really strong. So 1993, I went to I did the local shows in New York. I went to Deer Creek in Indiana, near in Noblesville in Indiana, and saw shows out there. Saw shows at RFK in DC. Then later in the summer, I went out to California, to Eugene, Oregon, and saw some shows there. And he had lost weight. He got off of heroin for a while, anyways, and they were just amazing shows. And then, of course, 2 years later, he crossed the veil to the other side. So, anyways. But yeah, I always loved the Dead. So they actually gave getting into their music gave me an appreciation for for like the blues, bluegrass, even classical music to a greater degree. They drew on all those roots, especially bluegrass, which came from Celtic music. So and I love Celtic, English music. I love all that stuff. So anyways, I'm going to stop thinking so I can connect, so we can go get our 3 card spread for the week. By the way, no tarot time next Sunday. It is Christmas. let us honor Christ, either the Christ within or Jesus the Christ, or however you honor that. It's also, I think, I'm a Bernstein and I should know these things, but I believe Hanukkah starts tomorrow at sunset on the 19th. So it's interesting, the sunset here is about 4:30, this time of year. So hopefully at 7:00, if some of my, people that follow the Jewish faith will have done their ceremonies and can get on and do some mediumship with me. Oh, it's tonight. I'm sorry. Thank you. So it begins tonight at sunset. Very good. I'm going to light my candles then. I mean, I would have looked. I knew it was around now, but I just didn't know the exact date. So it's the 18th, not the 19th. Well, in my own defense, even though I'm a Bernstein, my mother was Methodist, so by Jewish law, I'm not Jewish, because the mother's has to be Jewish for you to be Jewish. So, my father was, basically 100% German Jew. My mother's basically Anglo-Saxon from New Jersey. Well, I should say Anglo-Saxon roots. She was an Anglo-Saxon. All right. Anyhow, I'm not thinking. Nope, no thinking. Stop. Stop, monkey mind. Stop it. Okay. Now I'm present again. All right. Oh, God. Thing it's hard to do is this pull card when your fingers are bone dry. But anyways, I'm sure you guys have your own problems. Gosh, I'm looking at these cards, and I'll tell you, when I do these, I mean, these can resonate in different ways. It may resonate with you personally, what I'm saying or what the cards are saying. It may resonate more in a collective way, or that's only 2 ways. And anyways, so it could tap into your personal life, the life of your immediate community, or the world at large. That's the 3 ways. And this has been coming up as a theme. I don't know who this is, but I just keep getting the feeling that there's one or more of you out there that's just kind of like in this place where in some romantic conundrum, I want to say, where there's somebody out there that you feel a connection with, but you don't feel like it's possible, or you don't feel like you're ready, or you don't want to be in a relationship. So it comes up as the Queen of Wands. I mean, this could really key into one of you that's a fire sign here: Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Yes, Adam. Those are the fire signs, or it's a blonde also, because she's blonde in this. This would be also pertain to somebody that had a breakup in the last couple of years and just hasn't fully processed it or whatever. And they're saying that they're saying whoever this is for, it's like more like having processed your part of it, like why this happened or why this didn't happen or whatever, taking too much blame or and whoever this is, you need to get back on your horse and recognize whoever it is out there for you anyway. So that's coming up in my mind. And I mean, this could be for a guy also, just because it's a queen. It could be for several of you. Um, I think generally in this community, in this collective, there's a lot of purging of emotions that's happening. Generally speaking, I think what the part of the thing that the cards are trying to say is that we're preparing for an upgrade. Now, this is the Five of Cups reversed. Just to name the cards here. This is the Queen of Wands or Rods reversed. So that can represent a fire sign female or those qualities. And this is the Nine of Pentacles, the outcome card, which is a nice grounded card. And, I think this is saying this week, again, the moon's waning. I think Friday's the new moon. See, I usually have these dates in front of me. But anyway, the new moon is coming at the end of the week. And this may just be the time to do some shadow work, like make up a meditation or visualization. They can even visualize like a waterfall coming through you, and because emotions is water. That's the element of emotion. So you can visualize like a really relaxed, beautiful blue-green water just flowing through you and just washing away old stuck emotions, things that may be stuck in your chakras, your joints, your bones, and just let the water, just let it flow away. You don't need it anymore. And that's the thing, I think that's the message, is we just cannot hold on to the old energy, the old paradigm. It's just the vibration is completely different than it was even half a year ago, and much less 2 or 3 years ago, pre-pandemic or whatever. I've kind of cut back and talking more about the political stuff that's going on. We'll dive into that very soon especially when I do my 2023 forecast and my January forecast. But we're just being pulled in a million different directions. And here in the good old U.S., we have and one of the predictions I did for December as well as November was different factions or countries flexing their muscles and kind of. It's almost like drawing lines, like who's on what side or whatever. And we're finding that in this country that, we may not be in a revolutionary war, but behind the scenes, you look at the situations of the January 6th, hearings and trials and the calls to action from a certain ex-president who we're not going to talk about today, as well as the present resident or president, depending on your take on things, doesn't really play into this, but and it may not even be the ex-president, it may be forces behind him or whatever, but there's a lot of energy around things like the FBI is the enemy and the elections were stolen and we need to defend ourselves and so forth. There's a lot of that kind of flexing muscles that's going on. And, be in your heart. When you're in your heart center, you're in the eye of the storm. From the eye of the storm, you can direct and move the storm, basically. That's the key. So, we can be aware of the wind swirling around us, but we can find our safe haven within our heart, because at the end of the day, we're spirit, we're energy, we're not form, we're not this world, we're not the conflict of this earth. We're observers, we're time and space travelers that just happen to be here at this time for a specific reason in our soul evolution. But this is but one of millions of realities and millions of places that we can go. So we just need to remember that. And no matter how bad things get, when you can be in your heart and be in your power, you're going to be okay. And more than that, you may even be able to understand how you can make a difference to help other people that may not have the level of awakening that you have, basically. So I feel like that's a big part of this message. Um, I'm just checking your comments. So, Christina, that would be you. And you're a Sag. Well, happy birthday, Sag. I had a feeling you were Sagittarius for some reason. Maybe because that's my ascendant. Um, and Colleen says, think it's me. And so a lot of people can take that. That's cool. Very good. So let me see what else is trying to say. Expect the usual like financial ups and downs, again in the U.S. The Feds raised the prime rate again. That means stocks went down again. So it's that kind of financial roller coaster. But the whole thing with money needs to reset because money's energy, and how money's being used is what's going to come under fire, basically. As humanity awakens, what was okay is just not going to be okay anymore. Just as a very prime but general example is that we live in a world where um, 80 to 90% of humanity lives at or below the poverty level. Money's energy, so we're energetically impoverished if our collective consciousness is in poverty, right? And then 50% of people or thereabouts don't know if they're going to have food on their table next week, which is unbelievable. Yeah, especially when you add to that the fact that we have the land, the know-how, the technology, and all that stuff to feed this world 10 times over. Nobody need go hungry in this world, yet half the world is hungry. So, you know, that is a huge flaw in the system. And there is evidence, I'm not going to say anything for sure that I'm not 100% sure of, but there's significant evidence from many different sources that have no connection with one another that show it's not just like, oh, duh, we messed up. We could have done this differently. It's more like a process of planned control and global dictatorship, basically, for lack of a better word. And you look at a lot of what's going on in the world and what's behind it, and you can see this pattern of centralizing power in government and taking more power from the people and giving more power to those select few that control everything. And money is power. If I have more money, that's power. I can do more. If I had more money, I can maybe travel and do more live talks or take more classes and seminars and develop myself. So money is energy and money's power. And if we understand that, um, then we can understand that we can shift our vibration and energy. And by doing that, we can attract more money into our lives just by connecting more with the abundance principle. And the abundance principle starts in the heart. It's not a coincidence that money is traditionally green, like the heart chakra. So that's what I have to say about that. Some of you are going through some losses, but remember, with the Five of Cups, there's always two cards standing behind you. You're just not seeing it. You're just seeing what's fallen and what's coming down. I feel like for a lot of us today through around Tuesday is going to be hugely emotional times. Many of you may just start crying and not even know why. And this is just an energetic purge. Again, the message is do deep meditation and do deep shadow work. And when you infuse light into your heart, you shine light into those shadow aspects. Once you shine light, they're no longer shadows. Like what happens if you shine a flashlight on your shadow? The shadow disappears, right? So when days are their darkest, the inner light shines its brightest due to the law of contrast. So this is basically the time to really shine your heart like really bright and we just can't be afraid, basically. Fear is a survival instinct, and it can certainly come in handy if a tiger's chasing you. But all other things, it's a kind of a blip in the program of collective consciousness. Like in one of my favorite movies, Dune. Like anything sci-fi that's good, I'll go for anything about other planets. but yeah, one of the famous lines is "Fear is the mind killer." So when we feel fear, it's a natural instinct, but it's exploited. So fear is a response to danger, and it's exploited in the programming. So we're, fear is invoked upon the masses when there's no real survival reason for it. It's more like a social conditioning thing. But when we can really get into the heart and really understand we're immortal and no matter what happens, we're going to be okay, that's going to make a huge difference. So I think a lot of things are going to be clearing, and I think in consciousness, I mentioned in my December forecast, about the children, that may come out, and then Spirit corrected me, which is cool. Like in the middle, I was doing a live stream about my December forecast and about some news, some exposure about the child trafficking coming to light, and then Spirit kind of popped in and said, that's more likely to, in the next 3 months rather than the next month. So we may not see that in the calendar month of December, but it's happening. And I grew up in the 1960s. I'm an old timer here, and we were concerned even back then about kidnapping. It was a thing. Children were disappearing in the 1960s. Uh, there's a lot of conspiracies around JFK, and some of those are starting to get revisited now. What is like 60 years later, it's starting to come out again. But we had to stay very close to our parents because children were just disappearing and never being heard from again. And that's the reason. This is not a new phenomena. So, again, I think this is showing, because there's a lot of, well, it's interesting because there's earth, water, and fire in these three cards. Now I'm going to do a Native American card. I feel like it's time to move on from that. I think we got the messages. And let me just take a quick pick. Thank you, Christine. Interesting. Yeah, that's a great point. Thank you for that. And so much sadness and sickness in the air now. My friend buried her. Oh, yeah, sorry to hear that. Also, MT. Yeah, and a lot of people are passing on. And what was it, Saturday? I just like in tears the whole day just because I did a mediumship session, and the woman's 3-year-old boy came through that had just died. And usually they don't even come through that quickly, but it was only a matter of weeks. And he was really strong. There's a lot of good evidential stuff, like he showed me the stuffed animal he was buried with, how he passed, which was very, it was a weird way that this toddler crossed over. And I'm very emotionally sensitive, and it took me about a day and a half to ground the energy. I was just weeping because I just felt that whole connection. And a lot of souls are leaving now, and for those of you that have lost important people, not just recently but anytime, you understand that nobody dies, and it's just leaving the physical body. I mean, it's still sad. Like even animals grieve. Um, so it's still a natural process, and we still miss them physically. They're still not physically in our lives, but they haven't gone anywhere. They've just gone to new different frequency. So sometimes we really have to understand that there's so much more to life than this physical body, and some souls need to leave in order to continue their work on the other side and to help us, those of us that are stuck here. Although I shouldn't say that, because it's a beautiful time to be alive. Like we're making history, like right now we're making history and changing the whole trajectory of human evolution right now. So it's an amazing time to be alive, but some souls need to go to the other side and to help from that side of life to make that happen. Yeah. And just popping your comments, huh? Oh, geez. All right. Sorry about that, Yvonne. Yeah, a lot of people said, yeah, thank you. Yes, sending you all a lot of love, everybody. So let's do a Native American card. So let me stop thinking for a second. the card that they pulled? Joint effort. Oh, okay, so this is what the card looks like. This is the Native American tarot. Oh, autofocus is it's not doing so hot, is it now? Oh, there we go. We have auto. Is that a walrus? Oh my goodness. It might be a walrus. It looks like they're hunting walruses. Warai? No, walruses. That's the way you say that. But joint effort, that's a good point. That's a key point, that we have to work together. We're community. So this is how this card sort of augments this. I didn't really talk about this Nine of Pentacles. It's I love the garden here. This is kind of the outcome. We're talking to the bird. Birds are messengers from spirit. See, he's talking to a bird here. Yep. There's a little birdie there. Yes, indeed. And a castle also. And the Nine of Pentacles is a good card in the tarot. It's stability. Now, nines generally meaning our completion. So, I think it's also speaking on something completing itself. We may, between now and the new year, get some news from, I want to say something from the White House that may be very, I don't know, revealing, I want to say. There may be somebody that's either stepping down or more heat coming on, maybe the president or a close advisor. I mean, I know Anthony Fauci is resigning, but I think that there's something more than that that's happening. So this is reminding us, we are community. United we stand. We're stronger in groups. We're social animals for a reason. Oh, hi Maria. Yeah, well. No worries, because when this is done, this will upload to a video and you can check out what we missed. So that's the cool thing. Prayers for MT's dad. Yes, we can do that. Flashlight. Yeah, every now and then I think I delete a comment and I don't see it, but you guys do. If that happens, let me know, because when I was doing a live stream, the last interview that I did, I clicked on very quickly. Somebody said, "Adam, you're awesome." So I was going through all the comments. I clicked that on and off, or at least I thought, but that comment stayed on for at least 3 minutes, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like everybody thinks I'm a narcissist now. Great. Anyhow, so let me know. I just resigned to the fact, if you're going to do public work, prepare to get embarrassed on a regular basis. It's just the way it is. Anyhow, so this they're all working together to catch that walrus. The Native Americans, they'll use every part of that animal. They'll use the tusk, they'll use the hide, they'll use the meat and everything, basically. Thank you for this comment also. Yeah, so let's be community. I do I do have an Instagram account. It's at a medium Adam Bernstein. Because it's hard to communicate on YouTube, through public comments. If anybody wants to reach out and say hi, that's where to find me. And also we have an inner core group called Spirit Mind Family. And by the way, those of you that were on for the Violet Fire transmission, how you guys doing? That, I think that's why I was crying for 2 days. That was such a powerful transmission, and that was to prepare us and to clear anything we needed to clear so that we could step through these portals and benefit from this amazing energy that's available to us. So we did that meditation on Spirit Mind Family. It's our Patreon group. It's only $5, but some work is just not appropriate for the general public. It's a private platform. It's a members only platform. So we do the deeper work with the channeling, the master teachers for the upgrades there. But if you don't wish to do that, no worries, because we do some pretty powerful work here also. And go do that 1212 transmission. That was a portal transmission that was very powerful. And then we're going to follow that up on 1221 for the winter solstice, right here on the Medium channel, not on Patreon. But again, if you want to do the inner work and catch the meditations that are that I don't post anywhere else on the planet. The videos that are only there. Yeah, I know I'm selling a little bit, but at the same time, this is my way of creating, a close-knit community so that we can work together. And plus, your donations go to a very worthy cause, which is to help provide spiritual education to the public. So, so that's Spirit Mind Family, $5 a month. So I hope some of you guys are interested and check it out. It's not pinned here, but when this becomes a video on the pinned comment, I'll leave the link to that, or you can just go to Patreon's website and keyword Spirit Mind Family and find me there. All right, so I have a few other goodies here. Let's do our totem animals. I don't have the book with me, so oh well. Hopefully I'll take an animal that I know. Then it's not. We'll together we'll figure out the meaning of what this totem animal is. But this is from the medicine cards, the Native American deck. Yeah, got my animal. I've seen a wolf, but I got an antelope. Did we get an antelope the other time also? I mean, antelopes to me, they're playful, but they're powerful. I get the sense of steadfastness. I feel like part of the message of antelope is really to stay the course and to keep moving forward. But there's a very playful feeling behind that. Yeah, so if anybody else has any insight into antelope, please share with me, because usually I have the medicine cards book and I don't want to like get up in the middle and find my book and just read something that you guys could read anyways. But what else? And in understanding the energies of animals, like understanding their behaviors, like how do they hunt? I mean, I think antelopes are in groups, right? They're in the deer family. Also we're in the reindeer season, which are caribou and reindeer. They're the same things, And by the way, interesting little factoid is that it's with the reindeer, it's the males that lose the antlers in the winter, not the females. So Santa's being pulled around the world by a bunch of ladies, basically, because they all have antlers. So I think you guys might find that a little bit amusing. So anyway, I have a couple of other things here for us. So these activation cards for sacred geometry are a gift from Amy from the Elevated Intuition, Spirituality, and Tarot channel on YouTube. If you guys want to check her out, she does a lot of tarot work there. And let me just clear my mind a second. This is not it. All right, I'm thinking too much. Bear with me. It's Sunday morning. By the way, are we coffee, tea, or caffeine free on a Sunday morning? I had tea way earlier and an orange. That was so far my breakfast. All right, I think I found my card. This is the one. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. I think, did we get this last time? Solar plexus chakra. That's our chakra of will and mastery. And the programming, if there is anybody trying to make us feel fear in some way or another, they're courting or affecting our solar plexus chakra. Like when you have fear and anxiety, don't you feel it right at the top of your stomach? I know I do. And that's the solar plexus chakra. That's our will mastery. That's the sun. The sun is at its darkest now. So perfect card, perfect sacred geometry. So I'm going to bring this real close so you guys can maybe, gaze at that for a second and absorb this energy. And this will help to balance and strengthen the solar plexus chakra. That's part of what we need to withstand all the pressures of society right now. We need a practice, a breathing practice or yoga or something to keep our body strong, to keep our energies flowing, to keep us grounded, in our spiritual practice, to keep us grounded into the earth and to keep our chakras in balance and cleansed and clear. So when they're trying to make us afraid, they, the powers that be that control the governments, the corporations, and the media, the divine triad of mass corruption on the planet, they want us to be afraid and angry, because then we're divided. Then we're out of our power. When we're in fear, we're out of our power. The warrior can be in the face of fear and feel the fear, but not be affected by it. That's what, part of the shift of warriorship. Like if my life's in danger, I mean, most people are going to freeze right up in fear and they're going to die. But if you're a warrior, you acknowledge the fear, but you don't let it overcome you. You stay in your power, basically. That's the difference. And that's by having in an energetic level, that comes by having a strong but well-balanced solar plexus chakra, as well as being very grounded in the root sacral and the solar plexus. The solar plexus is the upper chakra of the lower triangle, basically. So in developing the solar plexus, you want your root and your sacral to be strong also. So here's that. Lots of coffee. Yeah. I should have mainlined coffee rather than drinking tea, but that's beside the point. Oh, this is an interesting comment here. Perfect. Yeah, right. Isn't the Christ life like absolutely perfect? I mean, you can't get more perfect than that, right? I mean, spirit knows. I'm just pulling the card. Oh, and the little note here is the frequency of the solar plexus chakra. The yellow flower of life supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contributions is to the whole. So that's beautiful. Yes, yes. Last but not least, of course, we have our angel message. That's a good suggestion here. Thank you for that. Okay. All right. Clearing mind. My angel card. Interesting. Caressa. This is Doreen Virtue's Messengers of the Angels. You are at the end of a cycle in your life now. Well, we're certainly at the end of a solar cycle, right? Call upon your angels to comfort you and to guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you. And we're in a very tropical scene around sunset or sunrise, probably sunset based on the meaning of the card. And I don't have... I like you, Colleen. I like to be adored. Just if I keep this comment up too long, just let me know. But we will bang your drum for you. Thank you. Okay, yeah, and I played the drums a lot. I have my djembes and all my different drums. Yes. And let me just see. The soul in bloom, fair warning, she's very awake like I am. Oh, okay. This is part of you guys' conversation. All right. Whoever we're talking about, okay. All right. Anyhow. But anyway, she's at sunset. She's kind of in contemplation. I love the palm trees. It looks very Hawaii to me. And just kind of, contemplating, sort of letting go. We're finishing up autumn, the season of the bear in some of the Native American traditions. The bear go into their hibernation and digest the lessons. So they go into the cave of introspection to digest everything they've learned, to ground it, to clear it, and to recharge or retool. So when we come out in the springtime, not necessarily the season, the spring, but in the springtime of our evolution, as it were, that we've assimilated all these lessons and we're ready for new growth, new lessons, new learning, and perhaps we even have a better understanding of what our true life mission is and what our life what our life purpose is. 2 months later at a psychic dinner. All right, yeah. I mean, nothing's coincidence. So, anyways, that's what we have. So again, tomorrow night, 7 p.m., live mediumship. I'll just sit here, probably in the exact same physical spot, unless my Wi-Fi poops out, then I'll be in my office. And just picking up on the spirits that want to communicate to the living and give you guys messages. We do that. That's my thank you, basically. I mean, it also helps people to find out about our community. So there's multiple purposes, but in my heart, I do this 8 times a year. Just thank you guys for being here, watching videos, sticking this out with us. I mean, you've kind of a lot of you've been here for the whole 2.5 year journey. You've kind of went through my growing pains with me, but you stuck with the channel and I'm much better at YouTube now than I was even 6 months ago. So thank you, everybody, for all of your help and all of your support. I love you, and we'll see some of you tomorrow. And then no tarot time Christmas Day. So New Year's Day, January 1st, we'll be back with tarot time. Thank you.